but the wise quietly hold it back.
Amen.
It is wise not to vent. See it? I'm getting there. So I can say honestly that there's times when I really want to vent and I don't vent. And there's times that I vent when I know that I shouldn't have vent, and it is ugly. If a ruler pays attention to liars, his advisors will be wicked. The poor and the oppressor have this in common. The Lord gives sight to the eyes of both.
Amen.
See it? The Bible tells us clearly He sends rain on the just and the unjust. There's people that are unbelievers that God is still sustaining. They go out there, they still function, they have families, and God keeps them alive. He sends rain on them and everything else. We don't want a bunch of Jonahs in church that hate unbelievers. We want people to, those are still, God still created them whether they believe it or not. We don't want to run the other way when God puts somebody difficult in our lives, in other words. I'm learning this. I'm learning not to run the other way. Because there's just some people God puts in my life that is like, I need like cement shoes so I don't move. But, nevertheless, if it seems good in your sight, Father, because that's the ones that are sanding me down and molding and shaping me and helping me to be acceptable. You know, when they used to say, oh, here we are behind another Sunday driver. That's what they used to call them, right? Sunday drivers. Actually, that's a compliment. A Sunday driver is a relaxed driver doing what they do, just comfortable driving, what they have to do, get where they have to go. A Sunday driver, that's actually a compliment. I am not a Sunday driver. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Driver. Gotta get there. I'm working on it because God is putting people, I'm telling you, God is putting the slowest people
Yep, me
in.
too.
And I'm like, if I could just keep my mouth shut, then this won't happen anymore. If I could just have the right heart about it. I'm getting there. But we understand it's God though, because you've been taught that, right? God puts that in front of us to help us. Or to save us from something down the road that could be dangerous for us. He puts roadblocks up all the time in our lives.
Yeah.
See, we might get mad and shake our fists and something might not go through, but God put a roadblock there. You might not understand it because we see things in the moment. God sees the whole picture. He's saying down the road you're going to understand why I did that. You might not understand it all now, but you'll understand it later because, what is it? Hindsight is 20/20. When I look back at my life and I see what a lot of things that didn't happen in my life, I'm thanking God that they didn't, because it would have changed the whole course of my life. Okay. We're almost out of time. The poor and the oppressor have this in common. They both have eyes. If a king judges the poor fairly, his throne will last forever. To discipline a child produces wisdom, but a mother is disgraced by an undisciplined child. When the wicked are in authority, sin flourishes. But the godly will live to see their downfall. Discipline your children and they will give you peace of mind, and they will make your heart glad. When people do not accept divine guidance, they run wild. You see it? And that's the truth. We run wild without divine guidance. Thank God we have divine guidance.
Amen.
But whoever obeys the law is joyful. What does it obey? Or trust the word of God. Obedience and trust are the same. It's synonymous. I trust, look, when I read Proverbs, I trust that what these words are better than my thoughts and my ways. So I need to adopt them. I need to put these in here. This has to become John. These kind of wise things. Not my wise, I think that I'm wise in my own eyes. And so do you. That's why we need Proverbs and we need the Bible to teach us what's right in God's eyes, in His sight. All right, we're going to stop there. Thank you. Brittany's going to come and sing. We're going to close and pray. Oh, yes, you can pray too. I have her pray too now that I mentioned it.